Welcome to Mother-Daughter Projects. I'm Steph, and today I'm going to talk about what I love and hate about the Home Reserve Sectional Sofa. Now, I've already made 3 videos about my experience with the Home Reserve sofa, and here is a quick 30-second recap of how this sofa all came together. And I do want to remind you that this is not sponsored. I have 2 greyhounds, and they needed a better sofa, and so that's why I got the sofa. Literally, that's why I got the sofa. You can let me know in the comments below if you have ever gotten something this big for your animals. Let's get right into it. What I love about the sofa. Number 1 was the easy ordering process. So everything I was able to do on their website, didn't need to ask any questions. I didn't need any extra support. It was all very straightforward and a very easy process. Number 2 was the shipment was really quick. I believe they said that their shipment was a little delayed at the time that I ordered, but I don't even remember what they said how long it would take, but I got it in literally 2 weeks. From the day that I ordered, I got the whole sofa 2 weeks later, so that is a quick shipment, I would say, for sure. And I was able to customize it to my needs, so I specifically wanted that corner ottoman there where they connect together to not have a back on it. And actually, Tosh is doing exactly what I wanted, was for the dogs to be able to look out the window. And I was able to do that. I was also able to get different color fabrics, so everything's not one color. It was able to be customized exactly how I wanted. I also love that it's all washable. Everything is washable, and I haven't actually had the need to wash anything yet because I've only had it about a month. But I will say I've already noticed that the fabric does repel water. So the dogs, this dog over here, Max, she slobbers on the couch sometimes a little bit, and you can see in this picture it just kind of beat it up, and I was able to just wipe it away. So I haven't really needed to wash it because it really kind of resists things that would typically stain it and make it dirty. But I did wash the pillows the other day just to kind of test out the process, and you can see it was a really simple process, and they look exactly like they did before. So I would say they wash really well, except now they're a little bit cleaner. I also love the customer service. They're quick to respond, they give a great response, and when I had some issues with the product that was sent, they sent me a replacement right away, no questions asked. So very good customer service. Also, I love that there's a 10-year warranty, so if anything goes wrong with the sofa, I can get those things replaced and fixed all for 10 years. The last things I love is that it's easy to assemble and it's easy to move. So we actually did move the sofa. I noticed my rug, I wanted to adjust it a little bit, so we had to disconnect the sofa, the 2 halves from each other. Really easy to do, just took those 2 connector bolts off, was able to move everything ourselves. And if I was ever to move from this house, each part could be disconnected. I could easily move it out the door into a moving van. And the assembly process, which I've shared in the previous videos, was really straightforward, and it all came nicely packed in the shipping box, so very much love that part of Home Reserve. Alright, so now we're on to the things I hate. Now that is a harsh word, so these are things that I don't love. It was a challenge to come up with this list though, I won't lie. I was like, this is a good title for the video, but what do I hate? So the first thing I put on this list is the price. Now here's a breakdown of all that I paid for this sofa. And I will say it's not the cheapest sofa you can get. There's definitely things that are cheaper within like the sectional sofa, but it's definitely not the most expensive. So my previous sofa was a West Elm sofa, so I went on their website to see if they had a modular sofa, and they did have something, and so I kind of priced it out to be the specs of the sofa, and it was around $8,000. So I would definitely say the just over $3,000 was definitely more reasonable, and I was able to customize this for exactly what I wanted. So as much as I hate it, I still feel comfortable with the amount I paid for it. Now another thing that I hate is the smell of the wood. So the frame of this sofa is made with OSB wood, and it has a smell to it. Just kind of has like more of a chemical smell to it, and that's just the nature of that type of wood. And we did build it in the garage, and then we did seal it, and that has really helped, but there's still a tiny bit of a smell, especially when we open up to like where the storage area is. I think it'll dissipate over time, but I don't love that, so I put that on my hate list. I would love to see a version of the frame where you could have it like factory sealed, when it's being made. I don't know if that's possible. I think that would be a really nice option if it was possible. Or maybe a plywood version. I know that would definitely bring up the price, but I would love to have plywood over OSB, but that's just me. Another thing I hate is in order for the corner ottoman to attach to the other pieces of the sofa, I had to cut a little slit in the fabric, which is that's what they tell you to do. And I feel like it limits it a little bit. I probably will never take that off and use it as an ottoman, but I don't love that I had to cut that slit in there. I don't know really what another option would have been, but I feel like that limits some of the uses of some of the pieces because it's so versatile. I do think that's a little limitation. The last thing that I hate, which is more something I just would wish would maybe be an option, was on the website when I picked all the selections I wanted for the sofa, it would have been nice if the picture updated with the actual options that I picked, because then I would be able to really visualize it. Now, what does the future hold for my sectional sofa? So some things I'm thinking about doing in the future is getting some more pillow options. So I have the pillow itself, but I could get different covers. So I think that would be nice to be able to switch them out seasonally, or just, you know, different times for different occasions. And I'm thinking about maybe getting one more ottoman. So I have 2 standard ottomans, and I might get one more of them just to have, you know, a super sofa that they can all go together. I also was thinking maybe a couple of the corner ottomans might be nice for a guest room that you could use as an ottoman during when you don't have guests, but then you could put them together to make a bed for a guest. So I'm thinking of other ways that I could use, potentially use more Home Reserve furniture in the future. Okay, is it worth it? So I would say only time will tell, because I've only had this a month. So far I would say yes, it was worth it. It's exactly what I wanted. My dogs love the corner. As you can see, Tosh is loving it over there. She's looking out the window. She loves her dog TV. And I would say yes, it was totally worth it for it was exactly what I wanted. Now we will update you, we typically do project update videos every year, every 3 years, every 5 years, depending on what the project is, but we'll probably do an update in a year to let you know kind of how the sofa's going, if there's been any issues that we had to have things replaced. But I think that's how we'll really know if it was worth it, is to see how the process goes over the next 10 years. And one unintentional use that we didn't even realize is the corner where the dogs look out the window. When we're putting on our shoes at the door, we sit there now. And so now we have almost like a little landing zone right by the front door that we can use the sofa for. So it's so versatile for so many reasons, and we're able to move the ottomans around to be in different configurations. So this is the most versatile sofa I've ever had. And Home Reserve also makes couches, sofas, and chairs. So I haven't obviously tried any of those out yet, but it really is customizable for your needs. So if you're in a small space, an apartment, anything like that, you can really customize it to your space. So let me know, do you think this would be worth it for you? Where would you put a Home Reserve sectional couch, sofa, or chair in your house? So thanks for joining. If you have any questions about the sofa, I've had it for about a month now, and I probably can answer some of those. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. Bye.